God salutes you.
Hopefully this helps. Moment of resonance. Sounds come forth.
Strike as one. Take form. Take flight. Strike fast. Let it end.
Epic shot! This is getting fun.
Swift and resolute. Strike through shadows. Hopefully this helps.
Together we fight. Take form.
This is not the end.
I shall lead the way. May I pray for anything specific? Would you like a fun game between the two of us?
Not worth mentioning. Extinguish. Be alert. A change of perception.
Luminous energy.
Stay behind me.
Reborn from it. Struggle harder. Entertain me. Keep dancing. Stemming. Bloom.
Stay behind me. Like frigid death. Not worth mentioning. Cycle of
Sprout of budding seeds! Vitality? But don't run!
behind me.
Bask in the sunlight. Listen up.
Lotus pervade. A change of perception.
Bloom from ashen shell. Rafting, keep dancing. Leave it to me.
Stay behind me. Not worth mentioning. Suffering transcends.
May I pray for anything specific? I shall lead the way.
Ow! Careful! Parry!
May I pray for anything specific for you? It would be my honor. I'm sure your wishes will come true. Soar against the winds. Take form.
Let's hear it.
Didn't the Sentinels say they're locked up in some kind of tower in the sky? Well, how about I just fly up there and look for it? Easy as pie.
The tower is either too far to see, or it's totally covered by clouds. Otherwise, we would have seen some sign of it on the ground. In the shape you're in, are you sure you could fly that far?
Hey, come on! It won't hurt to try. The cliff at Eglet Town would be a perfect launch pad.
May I pray for anything specific for you? It would be my honor. I'm sure your wishes will come true.
Music itself holds no emotion. It's the heart that grants it meaning. So, dear listener, tell me, what feelings did my piece evoke in you? Wow. A very valuable insight. Thank you. That brings me closer to completing my piece. Salutations, Rover. My name is Jacona, a wandering bard. I'm glad to have met you. I was sent by Lady Carlotta to find you. As I passed that abandoned house, I suddenly felt this, well, you know, rush of inspiration that just can't be ignored. So I stopped to compose a piece. Surprise, surprise, the melody led me right to you. Well, I suppose this won't count as me getting distracted, right?
If Carlotta asked you to find me, has something happened?
Lady Carlotta told me you encountered the supposed martyred maiden, Cartathea. She dispatched search teams soon after, but there's been no sign of Cartathea since. That's why she asked me to use my forte to recreate the frequency you experienced at the time, to see if any details you might have missed become clearer.
Recreate the frequency?
Well, it's a little tricky to explain in words. Think of it like being in an immersive portrait. Can you tell me about your meeting with Cartathea? The more details, the better. Even the smallest things count. Let's see here. Tweak a few notes here. Some emotions there. Textures. That should do it. tune in to your memories.
Tune in to my memories. Does that mean I'm supposed to see the past from another perspective?
Laureate. Our tacit marks are glowing again. It appears there is a special connection between them. What is the meaning of this?
Someone used their resonance ability to help me relive this moment. But this seems unexpected.
How did you first come to notice me?
The Sentinel. Imperator's voice guided me to you.
You heard the Sentinel's voice? Then tell me, am I their resonator?
Well, Imperator called you the Lost, and Primus Fenrico claims you are the resonator for Leviathan, the Threnodian. But you really don't have any idea?
I've actually been searching for the answer to this question too. My memories are fragmented. I remember becoming a resonator, and the moment I was given the name Fleur-de-Lis. I also remember fighting something, but the details and the outcome of that battle are lost to me. You seem deeply concerned about the Sentinel. Tell me, why is that?
You rang? Whoa! Check it out! Our frequencies got split apart! Basically, we're sorta in that hover mode you once joked about. Nothing new to me, though.
This must be the frequency that's entangled within you. Is it some kind of echo? Yes, I'm experiencing a similar kind of frequency split. Though there is little that remains of my resonance powers. I feel its frequency weakening. I understand why you're eager to find the Sentinel. You said you heard the Sentinel's voice. Was there anything else they said?
They spoke of being ensnared in an inverted tower suspended in the sky.
Ensnared? Does that mean behind the seals there's... I'm sure you've noticed that I was drawn here only as a frequency. My true form currently resides inside an inverted sonorosphere, suspended high in the sky. At its center stands a tower, its gate locked by 3 seals. I've sensed a voice calling out to me from behind them. Could it be the Sentinel?
Say, it's really faint, so I barely noticed earlier. Is that a Threnodian smell I'm getting from you?
The scent of a Threnodian. You can perceive the Threnodian.
It's not an exact one-to-one with that big Ovathraxula meatball I had. But I'd never mix up a flavor I've already tasted.
Abby has a nose for these sort of things. But we came across Threnodian powers before in Jinzhou. So, it's safe to say Abby can be trusted.
Do you think I'm the Threnodian's resonator?
If we're making assumptions, let's err on the optimistic side first. Given your current situation, it is possible you were affected by the Threnodian's powers during your battle alongside Imperator. That could be the reason behind losing all your power, too.
I take it this theory would benefit you as well. After all, that unique echo of yours needs the Sentinel's powers for treatment, does it not? Even in adventure tales, it's not always the witch who loses her memory. It could also be a blessed maiden, trying to regain her powers. In that case, it appears we share the same goal of finding the Sentinel. Spending so much time alone in the sonorosphere gave me plenty of time to consider countless possibilities. I've braced myself for whatever may come until I find the answers I'm seeking.
I want to know what's going on with Imperator in that tower. And I want to speak with you in person. How can I reach your sonorosphere?
A part of the sonorosphere is actually on land, though its outer perimeter is surrounded by a barrier. I cannot leave, and no one can enter. I'm afraid that won't do. That barrier also acts as the power source that maintains the sonorosphere's integrity. If it's destroyed, the entire sphere will collapse. And the ruins, along with the tacit discords it houses, would come crashing down on Raguna. It would be catastrophic.
You said no one can get in. Has anyone tried?
Yes. I've occasionally sensed someone wandering outside the barrier, as if searching for a way inside. Perhaps they know something.
Any distinguishing features?
Almost like a deep-sea jellyfish. I wasn't able to get a clear look. I can only describe the feeling I got from her as a resonator. It would seem this resonance ability can only last for so long.
I'll look for a way to find this person you mentioned.
Something tells me you will keep your promise. No matter the outcome, this may be my chance to find the answers I've been looking for.
Rover? Rover? Oh, thank goodness. You're finally awake. How are you feeling? Any headache, tingling feet, upset stomach? Phew. I tried everything, but you just wouldn't wake up. I thought you were... Wait a second. Did you actually fall asleep listening to my music? Oh. It kind of breaks my heart to know you reacted like that when it wasn't even a lullaby.
No, it was really helpful.
Helpful for your sleeping troubles, hmm? Wow. So my forte created a special connection that led to some unexpected developments. The girl, is she friend or foe? What truths lie behind the seal, and who is that mysterious wandering figure? I have a feeling this is going to be a very exciting song. I'll pass this information on to Lady Carlotta. So, what do you plan to do next?
Pardon the intrusion, my lord. My name is Sebastian. As per milady's instructions, I have been entrusted with the honor of inviting you to the Phasalia estate for a discussion.
The Phasalia family. The one that's likely worshipping the Thrnodian. Why does she want to talk with me?
Milady has expressed a desire to clear up some unfortunate misunderstandings that occurred previously.
Tell her I accept the invitation, but at a later time.
I will convey your message to Milady.
Didn't expect the head of the Phasalia family to come looking for you, especially while they're still in the middle of negotiations with Lady Carlotta. She's just as unpredictable as the rumors say. I suppose you would want to know more about her before taking up her invitation, She's known to be a recluse, and rarely makes public appearances. No one outside the family even knows her real name. They just call her the head of the Phasalia family. I've heard quite a few rumors. Which one would you like to hear first? I have Shadow of the Ancient, Lady Bane, or maybe Entangler of Hearts. Hello, that's why they're called rumors. I'm just doing my due diligence by being faithful to the source material. So, ready to dive right in? Well, long story short, the Phasalia family was one of the first to set foot on these islands and establish order in Renacita. Their lineage even predates the Order of the Deep, and their craft of extracting toxins from aquatic plants is a legacy passed down through generations. Word is, they select the new head of household by having candidates ingest each other's poisons and wait to see who's still breathing when it's all over. Stories about the current head of the Phasalias get even wilder. They say she didn't go through the usual selection process. Instead, she took the throne by poisoning her predecessor. Others say she's a master in the art of manipulation, drowning her victims in hallucinations until they agree to her terms without even realizing it. In any case, the Phasalia family aside, she's someone you definitely want to handle with care. If you're set on meeting her, I'd be extra careful if I were you.
The way she describes the head of Phasalia reminds me of how Cardothea spoke about the wandering figure by the barrier. I can't rule out the possibility that they're the same person. Looks like I'll need to pay her a visit. Yoshi.
脅迫者さん、シャコンヌの伝言読みましたわ。フィサリアの当主は私と交渉している裏であなたに直接接触してきたようですね。まさかあの交渉は陽動だったのでしょうか。招待されたのはあなただけですし、モンテリの私が横から手出しするのは難しい状況ですわ。ですが、もしフィサリアがあなたに危害を加えようとしたら、正面から乗り込んででも必ず連れ戻します。あなたがそちらにいる間、私は他の手がかりを追い、カルテジアが言っていた人物を探しておきますわ。新しい情報が入り次第、すぐにお伝えします。
ああ。
どうぞこちらへ。少々お待ちください。すぐ当主にお知らせいたします。
その必要はないわ。お客様を待たせるなんて失礼極まりないでしょ。ましてや私自身で招待したのだから。フィサリアファミリー第36代当主カンタレラ・フィサリアよ。戴冠せし者、新たな狂気の宴の王。 あなたが望むのならそう呼ばせてもらうわ。でしたら私のことはカンタレラと。続きは書斎でゆっくりお話ししましょうか。かけてちょうだい。このお茶はジルベルトが起こした事件に対するお詫びよ。ファミリーの者が迷惑をかけた件謝らせてもらえないかしら。けれどこの世に抜けないシミなど存在しない。過去の過ちはいくらでも挽回できると考えてるわ。それとも私の謝罪など受け入れられないのかしら。
このお茶はもしかして今週の？
あなたを招待したのは交渉の仲介役になってもらいたいからよ。
その前に一つだけ確認しておきたい。
フィサリアの真の信仰についてかしら。どうやらジルベルトは救いようがないようね。精神的にも。漂白者、あなたはこのラグーナの現状をどう思っているのかしら。名式の信仰を経験したあなたならやはりすぐに気づいたのね。不自然な点はどこにあるかしら。
名式と採取、そのどちらも姿を現していない。
それは名式の信仰がとっくに完了しているからよ。名式レビアタンは同化と融合の力を操り、歪んだ信仰を広めて精神の病を蔓延させ文明を刈り取る存在なの。過去に2度阻止してきたけれど、ラグーナという船のマストはすでに折れてしまっているわ。ほとんどの人間は 無知ゆえの幸福の中で手を取り合い、奈落の底に向かって歩みを進めているだけ。誰が本当の味方で誰が本当の敵なのか、この地に来たばかりのあなたに見分けられるかしら。教団の信仰ね。そうとも言えるし、そうとも言えないわ。名式は真実を握る者を野放しにしない。そのせいで私たちは常に名式のささやきから逃れられないのよ。少しでも心に隙を見せれば自我を失い、操り人形になってしまう。ここまで話した以上、もう隠す必要もないわね。すべてを知ったあなたが私の頼みを真剣に考えてくれるよう願っているわ。さあ、ついてきてちょうだい。真実はこの城の最深部よ。
この像には埃が積もっている。どうやら彼らは心から祀っているわけではなさそうだ。
その像が気になるかしら。これはフィサリアと教団の間で今も続く義の証よ。でも外の人から見れば敗北と服従の証のように見えるでしょうね。
この植物の匂い、書斎と同じだ。
これは美をついたわ。準備はいいかしら。
あ
あ。ここまで来たらたとえ引き返そうとしても簡単には返さないわよ。
共に旅をしてきたこいつが世界とのつながりを証明してくれる。やはり真実を知ったことであなたも名式に気づかれてしまったのね。漂白者、ここに祀られているのが祭司、インペラトルの本来の姿よ。祭司は本来風を切る春目であり、水中を泳ぐ魚ではないの。教団が崇めている馬の頭を持った魚の姿は祭司が名式に侵食され異形化してしまった姿。祭司の意識はまだ消えてはいないけれど、どれくらい持ちこたえられるかは誰にもわからないわ。漂白者、あなたにお願いしたいの。今週の祭司核を説得してリナシータに呼び、インペラトルを救ってほしい。
今週と核を救ったあなたならきっとこの願いを叶えてくれると信じているもの。そう。あなたは今宿屋に泊まっているそうね。教団とも何かと揉めているようだし。だったらリナシータに滞在している間、こちらの城に泊まっていくのはどうかしら。リナシータの過去についてもっと詳しく話せるわ。それに教団がここに来てあなたを邪魔するようなことも絶対にないわ。
まだ諦めるのは早い。他に方法があるかもしれない。カルロッタにステンドグラスの絵解きをしてもらったら、そこに書かれていた内容と今あなたが話した内容がよく似ていた。教団寄りの解釈だったけど、インペラトルの共鳴者として聖女が現れると書いてあった。これも純粋な嘘なのか？
詳しく教えてくれるかしら。少なくとも聖女の部分は完全な作り話ではないわ。祭司は確かに一人の聖女を共鳴者として選ぶ。でもカルネバーレで体感するのではなく、特定の儀式道具を使って共鳴するの。それはインペラトルが分断と空間の権能を司っているからよ。だからこそ彼は自分の一部を分断できるの。その一部は本体と全く同じ周波数を持っているわ。これが真剣の剣、ティルフォング。祭司が自ら力の一部を封じ込んだ真剣。共鳴者を選ぶための共鳴媒介でもあるの。この剣と共鳴するのは祭司と共鳴するのと等しい。そしてこの剣を抜けるのは彼の共鳴者だけ。
じゃあカルテジアは？
殉教したあの聖女、彼女が何と共鳴したのか私にはわからないわ。もしかしたら名式そのものかもしれないし、祭司が名式に侵食されて異形化した姿かもしれない。でも彼女を選んだのは決して祭司の意志ではないわ。なぜなら聖女はすでに死んでいるから。昔は毎年ファミリーの中で聖女の試練を行って意志の強いものを選んでいたの。オーバークロック状態でティルフォングとの共鳴を試みるのよ。成功した者は一人もいなかったけれど、その過程で真実の断片を垣間見た者は何人かいたわ。私もその一人。あの時見たの。異形化した祭司の姿と空に浮かぶ遺跡を。ティルフォングだけがあのソノラの境界を切り開き、内部へ入ることができるのだと知ったのもあの時のこと。意識が現実に戻ると いつの間にか手に文字が刻まれていたわ。自分の字を読み間違えるはずがない。だからこそ他の方法を探そうとしたのよ。そこには聖女はすでに死んでいると書かれていたわ。
空に浮かぶ遺跡。彼女とカルテジアが話す内容は多くの点で一致する。ティルフォングはソノラに入るための鍵で、あのソノラの構造はインペラトルと関係があるはずだ。もしティルフォングが本当にインペラトルが残したものだと確認できれば、少なくとも彼女たちが嘘をついていないということは証明できる。カンタレラはさっきオーバークロック状態でティルフォングとの共鳴を試みたと言っていた。今種の時も同じ状況だった。インペラトルは二次共鳴によって自らを回復させようとしているのか。だとしたら俺の権限に反応するはずだ。確かめてみよう。
構わないわ。漂白者、あなた一体何者なの？採取の業者？
いくつか追加の情報と推測があるんだけど、聞いてくれるか？
ぜひ聞かせてちょうだい。まさか殉教したと思われていた人がまだ生きていたとは。しかもあなたと採取の間にそんなつながりがあったなんて。フィサリアはインペラトルを自分たちの神として信仰するファミリー。そしてあなたはそんな採取の業者。これはもうあなたを我が主と呼ぶべきかしら。では漂白者、改めてお願いするわ。採取を救い、リナシータを海の淵から引き上げてくれないかしら。ティルフォングはあなたの手にあってこそその力を発揮するわ。だからあなたに持っていてほしい。
問題はカルテジアとインペラトルがいるソノラへどうやって行くかだな。
それについては道すがら説明するわ。
やっぱりあなたはカルテジアが感知したソノラの外をさまよっていた人なのか？
気づいているならわざわざ聞くまでもないでしょ。でもクラゲ呼ばわりとは。フィサリアの地下にはソノラの入り口へ直通するケーブルカーがあるの。開けるための機構は壁際にあるわ。
そんなにたくさんの機構を作る必要があるのか？
全部が全部利便性のために作ったわけじゃない。
招かれざる客をもてなす時に役立つのよ。
なぜフィサリアの城に直通のケーブルカーがあるんだ？
あそこはソノラになる前、アビノレームという進学校だったの。あの聖女のかつての学び屋でもあるわ。フィサリアと修道会は表向き仲良くする必要があるでしょ。この地下ケーブルカーはもともとファミリーの指定を進学校へ送るために作られたのよ。私はただ上り下りがしやすいようにエレベーターを増設しただけ。
You seem perturbed. Are you still gathering your thoughts?
Everything that's happened has all lined up so perfectly. It makes me think it's too good to be true.
I'd like to share a different perspective. Rivers eventually converge into the same ocean. If a goal is mutual, then it's only a matter of time before they meet. Our choices and our will have led us to this situation, not the wishes of fate.
You are quite different from what the rumors say.
Oh. And what rumors have you heard?
That you're a recluse, a mystic, obsessed with the crafting of poison. Oh, and that you poisoned your predecessor? Those kinds of rumors.
A recluse? On the contrary, I've been searching for a solution to the Sentinel's plight, and rarely return to Renacita. After most of my leads fell short, a friend at Mingting in Huanglong introduced me to the stories they were telling of you.
A friend?
All the affairs of Huanglong states eventually land in one person's hands. Would you care to take a guess at the identity of this friend of mine?
Why not put the other rumors to rest?
Because the rest of them are all true. I see it'll take more than that to rattle you, huh? I assure you, this is no jest. We Thessalians have lived under the Threnodians' whispers for generations. Once the soul fractures, the mind will follow, until only a puppet remains. When the soul of the ruling head falters, Thessalia tradition dictates that the successor usher them into eternal slumber, with a poison of their own making. My succession ritual, well, an unforeseen incident gave rise to whispers that sparked those rumors.
How long has this been going on?
For centuries. Every generation. Outside, they call me the Bane, but historically every head of the Thessalia family has carried such a title. It just so happens that I am the most potent one yet. We've reached the old seminary's undercrypt. The gateway into the sonorosphere itself lies at its center. We shall continue on foot from here. This area was clear of tacit discords on my last visit. And there's no tacit field nearby. Could they have... fall from the abyss to sunken depths? Silence.
Didn't think there would be gold puffs here.
Interesting. I've never seen such little creatures before. Would you mind sparing a few for me?
I'd better not ask what she plans to do with them.
Sing in the whispers of sirens. Surge of deep tides. The road ahead will not be an easy one.
What exactly happened here?
The second dark tide. It occurred right here at the Avenolium, the largest seminary ever built by the Order. It arrived on the very day the Blessed Maiden passed her trials and was crowned by the Order. A day when belief burned brighter than ever. And when the darkness came, none escaped. These days, what most people remember is the seminary disappearing into the sky. But in truth, the dark tide that should have spread across Rinascita vanished along with it. Yet due to a lack of records, the second dark tide slowly faded from memory. I was there when it all happened, still an ordinary member of the family, watching it unfold from a boat just outside the seminary. It wasn't until later, when I attempted to resonate with Turvin, that I gained a partial glimpse of the sonorosphere's interior.
It sounds like someone inside the seminary did something to stop the spread.
Precisely. It could very well have been Cartathia's doing, but, as with the first time, there's also the chance it was the Sentinel who turned the tide. I can sense the conflict within you, the temptation to trust your maiden. But it's best to keep those thoughts to yourself for now. For the Threnodian knows where the heart is weakest, and it is where it strikes the hardest. Of course, it's never too late to place your trust when the evidence is clear. But now is not the time, is it? The gateway into the sonorosphere is just on the other side of this bridge. This is the furthest I've ever managed to venture. Judging from the bits of information the Sentinel gave me, Turvin is the key to entering the sonorosphere. And who can wield the Sword of Divinity but a Blessed Maiden?
But you said you left yourself a message saying that the maiden was dead.
That's why I sought aid from the other Sentinels. It's a shame they all refused. Luckily, you've brought me a new hope.
I will be there for everyone as we head toward our shared future, leaving the past behind. Wind, guide me.
Laureate, you have come. Greetings. I'm Cartathea, and you are?
Cantarella Phasalia.
Oh, a Phasalia. It seems your ties with the Order are more complicated than they appear.
I had the privilege of watching the Blessed Maiden's performance at the Carnival once. I'm rather surprised. After all this time, you still look exactly as you did that day. But you and I should be around the same age.
I'm also unsure of what's happened to me. I've been searching for answers. This must be the Sword of Divinity. Turvin. The one with the Sentinel's powers sealed within.
You shouldn't have knowledge of this sword.
Memories flowed into my mind just as you entered the Sonorosphere, granting me information about the sword's origins.
Cantarella said that only those who resonate with Turvin are granted glimpses of its knowledge.
Would you mind if I tried touching it? The question of whose resonator I am is now perfectly clear. If I am not the Sentinel's resonator, then that must mean...
Don't jump to conclusions just yet. That doesn't prove you're the Thenodian's resonator, nor that you aid its cause.
Huh? This connection formed between the Sentinel and the Thenodian, the second Dark Tide.
Right now, you're the sole survivor of whatever happened that day. You really don't remember anything?
As you spoke, I remembered a few more things. There are two other swords. The Sword of Discord, Hognis, and the Sword of Virtue, Haltia. Yes. Did you see them too? Placing the 3 swords on their respective pedestals should break the seal over the main tower. But why would this information be revealed to me now? Is this the Threnodians' doing?
If we do nothing, we'll never get any answers. Instead of speculating, we should use the clues we've gathered so far.
Lady Maiden.
Please, Cartathea would suffice. I am but a fake after all.
I've waited for this moment. This chance to save the Sentinel. And my family. I will not turn back, even if this does turn out to be a trap. If the thought of the final answer troubles you, then I suggest you step aside. Rover and I will take care of this matter.
Since you are willing to overlook the possibilities of a trap, then there's no reason for me to worry and turn away. I underestimated your resolve. I'm sorry. Simply place Turvin on the pedestal behind me, and this tower will elevate itself.
What you said to Cartathea back there.
Rather effective on someone of her personality. Wouldn't you agree?
Are you all right? The gravity that occupies this space is the opposite of what you're used to. It took me some time to get used to it too. I believe it's to prevent them from falling to the ground. Tacit discords, the dark tide, and these ruins themselves.
I imagine it's also a symbolic reminder that our beliefs have been turned on their head. This view matches with what I saw at the time.
Until you get used to the gravity here, I suggest we travel via phone. It's the name I gave to a gondola.
This gondola only has 2 seats.
Oh dear, I completely forgot about this.
Greed will get you punished, you know.
I'm afraid Foam would refuse that suggestion.
The 2 of you can go on ahead.
You look distracted. Still thinking about what Cantarella said about fearing answers.
My powers are very weak, and many tacit discords roam the sonorosphere. Thus, I've been limited in the areas I can explore. All I can do is sit here, lost in thought, trying to figure out who I am.
Are you afraid of knowing the answer?
We'll be arriving at the first water rise soon. A few details, if you don't mind.
Feeling nervous?
Of course. The last time I tried to pass it like this... Where were my manners? I can assure you that won't happen again. As for the rest of the way, I see it clearly now. Vines, over there. And that statue.
I can feel strong remnant energy coming from it.
The Order's remnant spark must be inside the statue. Legends speak of how the first Primus used it to purify the first dark tide. I see now. The lingering remnants of the dark tide must be trapping the spark. To release it, we'll need to clear away the remaining remnants binding it. Once we have the remnant spark, we can use it to burn through the vines.
If the Thenodian created the dark tide, maybe Abby can absorb it.
Abby is still unwell. Perhaps we shouldn't burden it further. More dark tide remnants. Good thing there isn't much. Leave it to me. Don't worry. This much I can still handle. The vines are remnants of the dark tide. Foam won't be able to cross through them. Let's disembark.
Tonight, all the riddles are solved. Behold, the elixir of resurrection.
This calibrator seems to be operational.
You are back.
One moment. That should do it.
What a night to remember.
Why don't you give it a try? It's turning. Rotate the gravity calibrator to change the direction of the gravity's pull. If we use this, we should be able to reach areas we previously couldn't.
Hopefully this helps. One more time. Break. Hopefully this helps. Strike from the shadows.
Hurry! We need to purify the other statues before the Dark Tide's corruption returns. Sounds like Foam's getting impatient. Let's head back.
Did you feel any discomfort while we were clearing out the remnants?
Nothing out of the ordinary. I felt fine. I suppose this alone is not enough to determine whose resonator I am.
You've helped a lot. Don't worry. Another water rise is coming up. Are you planning to hold on to something?
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
By the way, you said the inverted gravity is to stop the dark tide from descending into the city. But all we've seen so far are just its remnants.
And that's because this very waterway we're sailing on used to be the Dark Tide itself. Obstacles ahead. Let's get off here. There it is, up there. But judging by the distance, we'd be hard-pressed to make it back in time.
Can you use your ability from somewhere in between to clear them all at once?
I might not have that range. But there may be tacitite devices nearby that can help amplify my forte. Let's see if we can find one. That's it! A tacitite device.
Leave it to me. No hesitate. Hopefully this helps.
might do the trick.
Hopefully this helps. Strike from the shadows. Seems like a new discovery. Hopefully this helps. I sense your weakness. You okay?
Just catching my breath. You go get the remnant spark. Up ahead is the Tower of Salvation. That's where the first pedestal is located.
Tower of Salvation?
Yes, a name taken from the Order's Codex. I'd rather know I'm a villain than remain a wanderer, lost in a world without understanding. To live with no memory of the past. Would it be so different from choosing to enter dawn? I must find the answer. Only then will I know how to face the memories I still carry. As for you, if I really am... I should go back for Cantarella. Will you wait here for us?
Of course.
I hope you won't mind the extra trip, Foam.
I saw signs of battle along the way. Is anyone injured? You're not hiding anything from me, are you?
Your smile is rather concerning.
Oh, I insist. Here, take this. There's no knowing what will happen once Turvin is placed on the pedestal. It's best we prepare ourselves.
No longer shall you bear these thorns as a reminder. Forged from primordial seas, this crown shall grant a new identity. Fleur-de-Lis, child of divinity, the Immaculate One, will you uphold the sacred teachings of the Order of the Deep?
I will.
Salvation, unity, ascension. Of these three doctrines, which do you choose?
I choose salvation. I wish to be the Master's blade, striking evil, upholding virtue, and offering salvation to those in peril.
In the name of divinity, I bestow upon you this crown. May the blood of justice never run dry. Through this sacred rite, you become the bridge between the heavens and the living. From this day forward, you shall be the Master's sole receiver and herald. Rise, blessed maiden Fleur-de-Lis. None but the Master shall ever have the right to command you to bend the knee.
I told ya to stop sticking random stuff in here! Ugh. Do you have any idea how messed up and humongous that frequency was? It's gonna give me indigestion! I should ask you that. What did you do just now, huh? I was dozing when BAM! Out of nowhere, a giant blue ball landed on top of me. It almost squished me.
I'm guessing putting Turvin on the pedestal had something to do with it?
Oh, hey! It smells just as unnatural as that big gigantor back in Jinjo.
The Sentinel of Jinjo. If what our little echo friend says is true, then the frequency that entered your tacit mark could be Imperator's powers.
Huh? But the Sentinel isn't even here.
The power to split and manipulate space.
It is reminiscent of the moment of Turvin's creation. Only this time the place of confinement has become your tacit mark.
Why would it do that?
I believe it was meant for the true maiden. Under the right circumstances, the one to wield this sword and enter the sonorosphere would be the Sentinel's resonator, the Blessed Maiden. The Sentinel entrusted their power to the resonator so that she could lend assistance when the corruption of the Threnodian altered them. Quite logical, isn't it?
You don't seem too thrilled about it.
If Imperator set this in motion, then their original plan has already failed. Cardathea, that means your guidance holds the key now.
But
I believe in you. Is there anything else you remember?
I just remembered the day I was crowned by the Order, and the moment the dark tide descended upon us.
But I didn't see the dark tide.
That is all I can remember.
Is that what you saw?
You witnessed it as well, Cantarella?
No. I only saw fragmented, blurry images. They seemed to belong to other places within the sonorosphere. I believe this is where we should rest. We'll wait until sunrise. You're the one. After all, it's still only a possibility that the frequency you absorbed is the Sentinel's powers. Rest now, to ensure it doesn't take a toll on you.
I'm gonna hit the sack as well. Boy, it's so cramped in here.
Now, what could you possibly want with me at a time like this?
Is it true that the Phasalia family was one of the factions that started the conflict in that stained glass?
The leader of one such faction, to be exact. That was a long time ago. After their defeat, the Union was disbanded under immense pressure.
Is this why you had no choice but to publicly change your beliefs?
No. The reasons for the Phasalia family relinquishing their pride and enduring disgrace are far more intricate than...
What do you mean?
Long ago, Turvin was actually given to the Phasalia family by the first Primus, Napoli II. When the conflict had settled, he arranged a private meeting with the head of the family to reveal the truths behind the pilgrimage. He told the Phasalias that when he traveled through the first dark tide and reached its end, there was no sanctuary, only a battlefield filled with darkness and suffering. The heavenly voices he heard were not revelations from the divinity, but the seductive whispers of the Threnodian, casting a lure for puppets to bite. As I told you before, Leviathan is a Threnodian who uses beliefs to spread a spiritual plague. You see, it requires a puppet. The Sentinel realized the Threnodian's plots, and thus the first Dark Tide to save Reguna from the grim fate brought by the Dark Tide. This power allowed him to imbue the echoes with the strength to repel...
And this power was released through the lantern depicted in the stained glass?
Yes. The other part was kept inside Turvin. It was in that very moment, when the Sentinel's power had been weakened, that the Threnodian corrupted and merged with their body.
If what you're saying is true, the first Primus should have been on Imperator's side. Did the spiritual plague you mentioned affect him?
Although the Primus's body remained whole, his soul was torn apart. The Sentinel's power failed to shield the Primus from the Threnodian. In the end, during that private meeting,
So that's why he passed so abruptly.
The Phasalia family was powerless against the Order at that time. Our only recourse was to submit to their cause and keep... Now what could you possibly...
You were pretty harsh on Cardathia.
Before I learned of those record secrets, I had only seen her. While I would be willing to believe, the more I allow myself to cling to such thoughts, it's only then I can be certain these thoughts are my... Now what could you possibly want with... A trivial yet after trying for so long...
I don't think she wants to continue this conversation.
Now what could you possibly...
Are you going to search those areas we passed before? Alone?
The more clues, the better, don't you think? Oh, and take this. Afraid I've slipped something extra in? Or perhaps you're...
I'm just curious why the matriarch of the Phasalia family...
Food is always an easy target for those who find me less...
Is there anything else you'd like to ask? I'll share with you. It is
I take it you don't mean that in a...
It is a place where sickness, hunger, sorrow, despair, and death. From a literal standpoint, this line describes the Dark Tide perfectly. In the beginning, the Dark Tide would claim only the areas it touched the dead. They would grow mouths and sing hymns. Even those who did not believe were drawn irresistibly. When a soul is corrupted to its core, it will sing him, and when every faithful soul has returned to paradise, the land consumed by the Dark Tide, the final act of the Dark Tide.
Is this the future you saw after coming into contact with the Dark Tide?
Yes. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? That was its name before it became a Sonoros. This seminary, built on an island, was not just a place...
What did they...
The Order Scriptures.
Shouldn't a seminary focus more on cult?
This was a seminary reserved only for... Besides, the doctrine of salvation. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? The Sword of Discord. I can't remember, but as for Haltier, how did it end?
Perhaps we'll know once we find it.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask? You should get some rest. We'll be counting on you again tomorrow.
You mean besides being squashed behind that blue thing? Yeah, I guess. Listen, I figured something out about that frequency. It's not a single frequency. It's like it's mixed up with something else. Or kinda like a piece of cookie that's been crumbled in with everything else. Which is why it's so hard to get a good bite. To see if it was a threat. I can now say with certainty that it isn't. But since it's a crumbly mess, other than taking up space, it's pretty useful.
We might encounter something similar at the next two pedestals. Keep an eye on this for me, will you?
Will do. You can count on me.
I thought I'd slip away quietly and avoid any fuss. But now, here I am dealing with all of you. Since you're all here, how about a morning stroll? Rush forth in fury. They're a lot feistier than before.
Need help? Leave it to me. One with the sounds.
Engulfed by Sea's venom. Well, this is where our paths must part.
You're here for the Sentinel. Why would you...
What I saw yesterday caught my attention. It may be tied to the Sentinel. And besides, I'd rather not spend the day twiddling my thumbs, seeing as your gondola only holds 2.
Are you sure you want to go alone?
Such concern for me. I do hope to mind if I take Turvin.
Go ahead. It's no use now that it's out of the pedestal. Its energy is gone.
It may still come in handy.
I'll add you in my terminal. Call me if you need help.
I just might ring you up once things are settled.
If only I could still fight.
Everyone's doing their part. Don't worry. Nobody's perfect. The waterway up ahead is completely blocked.
That garden once housed dragon echoes. Now there's nothing left but tacit discords. Hogness should be here somewhere. This is where the acolytes used to be. Perhaps that's Stilly over there.
You don't remember from your exams?
As the Blessed Maiden, I was exempt. Sounds like they're talking about one of the three major belief systems. I don't remember the pieces being spread out like this. Maybe we could find a way to move them.
Let's give it a try. There's no point in finding Hogness if we can't repair the waterway. At that distance, we should take a wing ray.
I'll have to...
Hold on tight. Don't go falling off.
That one! It isn't supposed to be here. There's a gravity calibrator up ahead. Let's put it to good use.
Cardathea, grab on tight.
Huh? That's our goal, right there. But how do we move it?
Help me guide the wing ray to the top of the statue.
Of course. But what do you have in mind? Is this really okay?
Saves us the trouble of finding some trigger mechanism. Are these the so-called dragons?
Is that a problem?
Yeah, the last one was bigger.
Which last one?
Ganem. Ever heard of it?
I used to ride it. Tognus! There's a gravity calibrator behind the collapsed wall we just passed. The remnant spark should be able to incinerate the thorns on the left.
Cherish every gain. You can let go now. How are you feeling?
So soft. So cuddly. I mean, I'm fine.
An unexpected discovery. It's stuck on the pedestal.
The waterway is still incomplete. We have to look out. It's identical to the last statue. Same as before. I'll handle it.
Leave it to me. Sounds come forth. Hopefully this helps. Strike from the shadows. No hesitation. Don't push yourself too hard.
It's okay. I'm just doing my part.
We're still missing an area. But where?
Over there.
That might be too high for the wing ray.
Same as before. I'll handle it. Just a bit more.
I'll handle this bit. You rest. You've done well. Let's see if I can get a feel for how strong the gravitational forces are.
All right.
Leave it to me. Hopefully this helps. The hour is upon us. I sense your weakness. No hesitation. Strike in the shadows. An unexpected discovery. Cardathea?
I'm ready.
Leave it to me. Hopefully this helps. The end has come. I sense your weakness. No hesitation. Strike in the shadows. Moment of resonance. I sense your... Hopefully this helps.
It's been a long time since I saw this place as it was meant to be. So beautiful.
Do you want to stop for a while?
No. We have more...
Let's check back on Wind, guide me. Cherish every gain.
Let me remove the sword. At least you won't come to harm if it's a...
We'll do it together.
But...
If it's a trap.
No traps.
How does it feel to trust me?
It feels good. Why don't you call Foam over? Try whistling. Like this.
Here goes.
Foam heard you. Come on.
The way you were when you saw the plushy echo. It was... unexpected. I think the martyrdom of the blessed fleur-de-lis needs a rewrite.
What's that?
A play about you, written by Cristoforo the playwright.
Oh, how did he portray me?
I would rather hear the joyous songs of the masses than any solemn hymn of remembrance. Perhaps the Sentinel feels the same.
I'd never say that.
In the end, no matter what anyone else says, as long as you stay true to yourself, everything will be alright. Doesn't matter if it's the Threnodian or the Sentinel. They don't get to change who you are.
What you said back there. Thank you.
Fleur-de-lis, my resonator, why dost thou persist? Why abandon thy oath? Why hinder the spread of my gospel?
You are a false divinity. Gehenna will reveal the truth.
Gehenna, the lone dragon to have escaped. The one blessed by the dark tide shall return to us. Continue thy disobedience at the risk of insanity. Look around. Thou hast none left. My most beloved resonator, why persist in the error of thy ways?
I will never forget my cause. If divinity takes up arms against the innocent, I will raise my sword against divinity. With the support and hope of countless souls, I stand before you. They fell, so I may rise! You saw that too? Gehenna, the one you mentioned earlier. What happened to him? I understand. Anna, Casatomo, Olnat. am finally able to face all of you. I am not your enemy, and your sacrifices were not in vain.
Hey, Rover, just now there was...
Shh. Later. Someone needs a quiet moment.
Sorry you had to see me lose my composure. I found my true self again. It doesn't matter if I am indeed the Threnodian's resonator, because I know who to stand by and who to cut down. Some of my memories have returned, thanks to you and Cantarella.
Feeling better?
No, not yet. Not until we free the Sentinel and defeat the Threnodian. That is why we need to investigate the frequency you absorbed earlier.
My turn to shine. That blue thingy in your tacit mark totally tastes like Threnodian. Of course not. It reeks. Just the smell alone is enough. Like I said, it's mixed up with something. It's too tough to chew.
If the Sentinel splits their own energy to prepare the true Blessed Maiden, then why would they split off the Threnodian's energy and then channel it through Hognis to the person who unsealed the passage? Huh?
You are a resonator born of the merge between the Sentinel and Threnodian. What if you used their abilities to split it yourself?
I haven't forgotten how I became a resonator, and I know I don't have the ability to do that. Do you think the mixed frequencies Abby felt came from me? But why would I do?
The answer might lie behind the third sealed passageway. Cardathea is starting to make sense of things, but she'll need time to get her head straight. Same as before? We'll keep watch tonight and continue our journey tomorrow.
Of course.